Today we're going to count down a list of 10 facts you didn't know about One Piece. Buckle up as we explore some parts of the series you may never have heard of. Let's start with number 10. Number 10. Luffy is an Olympic ambassador. Now this one is a bit on the wilder side, but did you know that Luffy was the ambassador of the 2020 Olympic Games held in Japan? Usually when a country hosts the Olympics, they reveal mascots that represent them and support their teams throughout the event. Japan, however, already has a good number of characters that can represent them in the Olympics. Luffy, as well as other anime characters like Astro Boy, Sailor Moon, Naruto, Goku, and other characters from popular series come together to support Japan in the Olympics. While being a cool and quirky feature of the Olympics that year, and making the internet blow up in a giddy frenzy, it also served to boost the already highly popular and best-selling manga to an entirely new worldwide audience. Number 9. Devil fruits appear randomly. This one is probably a lot more widely known by the fandom, but the mythical devil fruits that are responsible for the powers of the enhanced characters in the series do not appear in fixed places when a previous devil fruit user dies. That's right, there's no devil fruit tree out there that grows magical fruit, and instead, they appear randomly around the world. When someone eats a devil fruit, there's no other devil fruit of that type in the world, and even if they shared the fruit with someone else, the powers only go to the first person that ate the fruit. That means that no two people can ever have the same devil fruit powers, as long as one of them is alive. So when a user dies, their power transfers to a random normal fruit somewhere in the world, close to where the original owner dies. So even if a user were to die on a deserted island far away from any fruit, the nearest fruit to their location will immediately become a devil fruit, noted by their distinct spiral pattern and weird eye-catching colors. I wonder what would happen if no fruits were left in the world when a user dies. Why not leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are in this hypothetical scenario. Number 8. Ace shares his birthday with Oda. Ace, the adoptive older brother of Luffy, is one of the most badass characters in the series, and a major part of the story of One Piece. He has a lot of fun facts about him, but one of the more interesting ones would be the fact that he shares a birthday with the creator of the show himself, Oda. January 1st, New Year's Day, we celebrate one of the most loved characters in the show, as well as the very man that brought them to life in the first place. Funny thing, it's not just Ace and Oda that share that day. Might Guy from Naruto also shares that day with them, making New Year's Day the birth date of 3 powerhouses all at once. Number 7. Sanji was originally named Naruto. Sanji is the chef of the Straw Hat Pirates and also the 3rd strongest member of the crew, after Luffy and Zoro. On top of that, Sanji also has the best cooking in the world and keeps his crewmates fed and happy. Well, this insanely important character was actually the cause of a rivalry. Sanji was actually initially named Naruto, and this called up the attention of the creator of a certain other insanely popular anime of the same name. Now, of course, it wasn't an actual rivalry, but more of a playful one, as Kishimoto and Oda frequently interacted with each other in friendly settings. While they weren't breathing down each other's necks, they still had a friendly push and pull relationship going on, with Kishimoto himself referring to Oda as his real-life Sasuke. Number 6. Zoro was originally part of the Buggy Pirates. Now, next up on the list is an interesting one. Zoro, one of Luffy's best mates, was initially intended to be a member of the Buggy the Clown Pirates crew in One Piece. In Volume 3 of the manga, an image of him as an incarnation of Buggy's crew was included as a bonus at the end, as well as another picture of Buggy's crew. Zoro was supposed to be one of Buggy's bodyguards, alongside Moji and Kabaji, and Oda described Buggy's group as a family, with Zoro as the elder brother. Oda eventually decided to make Zoro Luffy's first mate instead. Along with Luffy and Sanji, Zoro is one of the Straw Hat Pirates' most powerful members, known as the Monster Trio. I believe he's in a much better place now, but I wonder how things would have turned out if he hadn't been linked up with Luffy from the start. Number 5. Katakuri could break a donut world record. Alright, this one is just plain silly, but here it is. Did you know that Katakuri could theoretically break a donut world record? Katakuri, a commander of the Big Mom Pirates in One Piece, is usually seen eating donuts, and they're his main source of energy. On Reddit, a poll was made asking who would be more likely to break the record, Katakuri or Monkey D. Garp. Intense debating ensued, the likes of which you can only find on Reddit. Someone said that since Katakuri does not like to be seen when he's eating donuts, no one would even know just how many he eats at one time, while Garp would proudly inhale them. And others say that despite that, if they were put in a competition, Katakuri could easily win because his neck allows maximum donut intake. I wonder how you would even calculate that. In the end, the poll closed with Katakuri at a considerable lead, with the general consensus that Katakuri would indeed win the competition. Number 4. One Piece holds a Guinness Book of World Records title. Still talking about world records, did you know that in real life, the One Piece manga series holds a Guinness Book of World Records title? The manga series holds the Guinness World Record for the most copies of a comic book series released by a single author. The record was initially verified in 2015, when the series reached 77 volumes and sold over 320 million units, and it was renewed in 2022 after the series had sold 500 million copies globally. That, along with being the best-selling series ever placed on Shonen Jump, it's starting to get really obvious why Oda continued the series for as long as he has. With the series at only 108 volumes and being far from over, one can only wonder if they'll break any more records along the way. Number 3. Oda started as an artist to avoid getting a real job, Oda, the creator of One Piece, is obviously a passionate man, but his motivations for becoming a mangaka aren't just a burst of inspiration. Oda actually decided at the age of 4 that he would become a mangaka to avoid getting a real job. That has to be one of the best decisions he could have made, because deciding to pursue his dreams has brought the world the masterpiece that is One Piece, while at the same time making him one of the richest and most successful manga authors in Japan. Still, despite this, some could say that Oda works just as much, if not more than the average salaryman, as he wakes up at 5 AM and works until 2 AM. It's a 21-hour workday with only 3 hours of sleep, yet Oda has kept up that flawlessly for years and created the best-selling manga ever from his passions. Number 2. Dragon Ball was a major inspiration for One Piece. Dragon Ball was one of Oda's main sources of inspiration for One Piece. Without it, it's very likely that One Piece as we know it today would not exist. Dragon Ball's influence can be spotted in that art style, which was one of Oda's main inspirations, but also in parts of the storylines, character personalities, and relationships. Now it's safe to say that One Piece isn't the only manga that took inspiration from Dragon Ball. Naruto, Bleach, and many other shonen that you enjoy today all took inspiration from the Dragon Ball series to create their own works. The manga and show were just that popular and gave rise to many heavy hitters of the next generation and still continue to inspire today. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. You brought change to the world. Number 1. Real-life One Piece character memorials. In the One Piece canon, Portgas d'Ace and Whitebeard's death are two very emotional moments within the series that had fans experiencing moments of grief in the real world. Both had lost their lives at the Battle of Marineford, when Ace was set up for a public execution, causing an army of very high-ranking and powerful pirates to come out in his defense. The battle was long and intense, but ultimately, Ace was killed by Admiral Akainu, while Whitebeard was ambushed by his former crewmate, Blackbeard, and died from his injuries. The two deaths caused a major rift in the One Piece world, and marked the beginning of a new age and the new world. The Whitebeard pirates erected 2 memorials in honor of their fallen comrades, and Universal Studios Japan decided to help grieving fans by doing the same thing in real life. 2 statues identical to the ones made in the show were erected in honor of these characters, and allowed fans in real life to come and pay their respects. Did you know every fact on this list? If you did, then you can count yourself an incredible One Piece fan, and you have permission to boast about it in the comments. If you didn't, well, I'm glad you got to learn something new about the great series from us. If you appreciate it too, remember to like and subscribe to support the channel. See you next time, and thanks for watching.